We got another great show for you tonight. First up, always funny, always outspoken, the beloved co-host of The View, Joy Behar is in the building. She's in the building. Oh my God, can't wait to hear from her. Also, it is now after Labor Day, so it's official. This is election season 2018, and the diversity of serious folks who are running for office is both mind-boggling and also historic. We got Muslims, transgender folks, Native Americans, a younger generation stepping up, a tidal wave of women who are running for office. And so, from now until November, I want this show to be a place where you can come and hear some of these new voices of hope inspiring America. And tonight, we got 3 women, all of whom are running as the Democratic Party's nominee to become the governor of their state. So one is a Native American from Idaho, a transgender woman from Vermont. One is a Latina lesbian sheriff ready to be the governor of Texas. Each one, if she wins, can make history. Tonight, you're going to hear from all 3 of these women. So I'm excited about that. It's going to be a big, big deal. I love this show. I love this show. But first, let me talk to you. For all these positive voices that are beginning to rise up, the system itself is beginning to break down. I think America is now on a razor's edge between renewal and collapse, between hope and fear. This may have been the scariest week of the Trump presidency for me, because we got our first look at a new book by Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Bob Woodward. And his Watergate reporting actually brought down Richard Nixon. But this new book reads like a mashup genre between slapstick comedy and a horror movie. He's portraying an erratic, dangerously incompetent president, aides using every trick in the book trying to keep the commander-in-chief from maybe blowing up the world. And then the New York Times prints an anonymous letter from deep inside the administration saying exactly the same thing. Now, the White House says it's all fiction, but if these reports are even partially true, we are in the middle of an unprecedented national emergency inside the Oval Office, and Congress should be holding oversight hearings right now, calling White House staffers to the Hill and asking them under oath if they are seeing anything that endangers the safety of the American people. That would be a rational response. Instead, we got Rand Paul suggesting lie detector tests for administration officials, and Senate Republicans busy pushing through a Supreme Court nominee who previously questioned whether a sitting U.S. president could even be subpoenaed or indicted while in office. And his testimony this week didn't make things better from my point of view. And so now Trump, rather than being concerned or alarmed, is actually trying to cash in on the crazy, using the possibility of his own impeachment just to rally up his own base.
If the opposite party becomes president, they'll say, we want to impeach him, and you'll impeach him. It's so ridiculous. But if it does happen, it's your fault because you didn't go out to vote. Okay?
So, that's his response. Look, luckily, help is on the way. As I said, you got a lot of fresh faces out there shaking up the political establishment, like Ayanna Pressley in Massachusetts. She is proof that diversity and inclusion still have a place in our democracy. I love that. I'm also personally happy to see my old boss, Barack Obama. He's back in the game, reminding us that with progress always comes a backlash, but the backlash does not have to be permanent.
Each time we've gotten closer to those ideals, somebody somewhere has pushed back. The status quo pushes back. It did not start with Donald Trump. He is a symptom, not the cause.
Yeah, I love hearing that voice. I love seeing that face. Hope and heartbreak are in a foot race right now in America. And with the elections right around the corner, everybody needs to lace up the tennis shoes, get involved, and help hope win. Now, one person who never gives up hope and who never stops speaking her own mind is my first guest. Please welcome to the Van Jones Show, the one and only Joy Behar. look at you. Oh.
Hi, ladies.
Big deal,
Nice
big
audience
deal.
you have.
Yes. It's just an honor to have you on this show.
That's just because I'm old, is why you
No,
say that.
no, because you're amazing. It's because you're an icon. Look, I know the View's coming back on the air. It's the 22nd season, but you're missing somebody from the family, Meghan McCain.
Yeah.
How is she doing?
I think she's okay. She was remarkable at the funeral. Did
Yeah.
you watch that?
Oh my God, it was an unbelievable
I loved
speech.
it. I was there.
Yeah.
And it was a remarkable event all around. I mean, when she said, we don't have to make America great again. America's always been great. The whole audience broke into spontaneous applause, but you never see that.
You don't see that. Usually there's not applause at a funeral, but I think that what she did was really, really extraordinary. It was interesting to me that you had, George W. Bush and the Obamas and everybody together. It felt like the passing of an era in a way.
The one thing about that event that was clear was that you watched Obama and you watched W and you watched Clinton there and all the speakers and all the people that were there. And you said, hey, these were patriotic Americans. No matter, I'm singing God Bless America with these people who believe in the country. And I think that we've lost that with Donald Trump. He believes only in himself. God bless Donald Trump is where he's at, you know.
Well,
and we've lost that whole feeling of, the great country because of him, and I resent it.
Well, let me ask you a question, though. 10 years ago, you were mad at W.
Yeah.
And maybe...
I'm still mad at him.
Well, so maybe in 10 years, you'll like Trump a little bit better.
No?
No chance?
Well, I used to know him before. I knew him before he was President Donald Trump.
Right.
And I just thought he was kind of a New York character, who ripped off people in his businesses, which everybody in New York seemed to know that.
Right.
And I used to work here. I was on HLN. I had a show here. On that show, Melania came on to hawk her jewelry.
See?
Yeah, I mean, and that was the show the famous show really, because that was the only place that she really showed true colors, because she believed in birtherism just like her husband. She said that they don't have the right birth certificate in Hawaii, which meant that Bette Midler is not an American either, according to that, because she was born in Hawaii. And what about Don Ho? These are all...
Do you feel that she's kind of trapped in this marriage, or do you feel like she's actually along for the ride?
She is now enjoying the fruits of the American country. Her parents are now in the chain, what do they call that, chain migration?
Yeah, chain migration.
They're enjoying chain migration, which a lot of people in this country, unfortunately, are not enjoying because her husband wants to stop it. Why shouldn't she go along with it? She was in Slovenia doing nothing. I don't know what she was doing there. What was she doing there?
I think she was working as a model.
Okay, she was a model. Now she's the first lady.
Pretty good.
I mean, come on. As my mother would say, who's better than her?
Let's go to somebody I think you like a little bit better. You see Barack Obama.
I love Barack Obama.
You love Barack Obama. That's good.
Yeah.
He's back on the trail. But he's not as tough on Trump as you were. He just said, it's really, Trump's just a symptom. In other words, when Trump went low, Obama went high. Isn't that something you like?
Yeah, that's what Michelle said.
Yeah.
When they go low, we go high. I say when they go low, we should go lower. And by that, I don't mean become like a real, a rat scurrying around. I'm talking about, Donald Trump speaks to people directly. He says exactly what's on his mind. He doesn't take prisoners. And the Democrats, they tend to be politically correct. I think that you also, Van, have to be very nice about it all. And I'm not. And so I don't think that everybody has to go, high like that. No. Come down to my level. Come to my level.
And we've had this debate before. My concern is I just don't think I can out-hate the haters.
Right.
I just don't know how to out-divide the dividers. I feel like when I try to play that game, I'm playing a losing game. Have you just given up on trying to persuade the Republicans? I mean, is your view, if somebody voted for Donald Trump,
That's fine. I don't have any problem with that. Let them do what they... I'm laissez-faire to me.
Yeah.
But it's really the Republican leadership in the Congress that really ticks me off.
Why?
McConnell and Paul Ryan and all the rest of them. The only ones in the Congress who are speaking out against the absolute heinous behavior in the White House, the lying, the continuous lying, the policies that really hurt non-white people, et cetera, are the people who are quitting, who are not running again, like Corker and Flake, people like that. The rest of them are running scared about their jobs. And they find themselves in a difficult position, I guess, because they can't get past the base. And I say, if you are, again, a patriotic American, you will go past the base and you will tell the truth about this man in the White House who was, to me, destroying the country. I know I have a strong opinion about this, and a lot of people do. And why don't they speak up? Because they're cowards. They're cowards, or they're small-minded, and they only care about their little position and the power that they want to hang on to. I mean, I see people like Lindsey Graham going back and forth on this because he wants to keep his job. Well, maybe he shouldn't keep his job.
Would you think the country would be better off if Lindsey Graham lost his job?
If Lindsey Graham lost his job, a Tea Party guy would come in probably,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then the Democrat would win. Good.
Well, you're like a chess player. You're like a chess player. Let me ask you.
Even George Will, the staunchest Republican conservative person who ever lived in this country, says that Republicans should vote for Democrats in order to get the country back to where it belongs. And then we'll have a two-party system again. Right now, the dereliction of duty out of the Republican Party is outrageous. They have dropped checks and balances. They have dropped balance of power.
Isn't it easy for you as a liberal and a Democrat to say the other party sucks and they do something? What about the Democrats? What's wrong with the Democratic Party that we're losing to people who you think are losers and bozos and liars? What could Democrats be doing differently? And what
Like
could
I said,
Democrats
they need to go a little lower.
Do you think we need to be like nastier
They need
and
to
meaner?
go out there and say, listen, America, you're going to lose your health care. America, you're going to lose you're not making any more money. The economy's great, but Mr. Rich Guy who lives over here, by the way, where we are right now, those apartments are going for 20, 30, 40, $100 million. Those are the ones who are getting the tax breaks, not you, not you. So that's what they need to be telling people.
So you sound like a Bernie Sanders Democrat.
I don't know. I'm not so much about Bernie so much anymore because I really am. Listen, things have to be done in the right with perspective. You can't just throw money out the window.
Yeah, well,
you can't do that. You can't do that.
But you must have liked Bernie a little bit. Didn't you name your dog after Bernie Sanders?
Bernie's
what? What? Now, is
my
that...
dog, I named him Bernie Sanders. I always say this because my dog, Bernie, is very much a pro single-payer veterinary care.
So then why are you not on the Bernie thing now? In other
Well,
words...
I just think that some of the things that he might be proposing will cost too much money and it will never pass. I'm also a very pragmatic person. I want things to work. You know, I want someone who's going to win.